It's always a delight to be with you every evening. Here we talk about topical conversations that makes around every day, and of course the show is produced by Promise. But before I get going, let me just run you through the hot topics that we have this evening. So on the hot topic this evening, Nigeria's problems, well known, offer solutions, not excuses. Peter Obi tackles Tinubu's government. We know our problem. Nobody say we know no harm. Okay, you don't talk all the problem we know. We know say not be administration support. We know say not be this one. We know say not be that one. We know say you inherit bad government. We know say you inherit bad economy. We know. Okay, after all we know now, what else? Or yeah, offer solution. I'm not saying he said it like that, but I'm just helping people interpret so they will understand better. Okay. To other issues, shun IMF-induced policies or risk economic collapse. PRP warns Tinubu. They say, forget about all these policies where IMF, they tell you, say, they follow. Remove fuel subsidy, remove electricity subsidy, remove all the subsidies so that I can be giving you a loan. Remove this, remove that. Shun it, shunam, bonam. In fact, in my River State Palace, bonam, my Bobby, bonam, Say it is not good because it may ruin economy. PRP wants Tinubu. Right. Okay, moving on. Criminals selling BVN, NIN, TIN, passport, license details of Nigerians for just 100 naira across online black markets. So we now have online black markets where your data can be sold for money. My people, I just thought to let you know, because say we don't know too plenty. They say these are the one person see if you become Python. Police will not evict Ado Bayero from Palace. CP gives reason for ignoring government's order. So you recall that yesterday, the Federal High Court in Kano State set aside the reinstatement of Emir Sanusi, Lamido Sanusi, right? Even though he did not say anything in particular, he did not take aside the law that's the Emirate law that brought him back or reinstated him, but he just said, Sanusi, let me do something. You cannot be the MIA. We cannot even remove Bayero right now. That kind of thing. And then there's been lots of gibberish and all that, or lots of here and here also going on. But then the Kano State government yesterday said, what is going to happen? Sanusi remains the MIA. In fact, they even said, you should tell Ado Bayero, Emir Bayero, to please leave the palace. We want to renovate it. All of a sudden, renovation. We want to renovate it, but police now say, we not go fit pursue him. That renovation we want to do, we not fit pursue him yet, because it be like say you want act fast, and I want act faster than on a shadow. Well, this is just a basic interpretation of what's going on in Kano State. We'll let you in more into that when we begin to analyze the conversation. But moving on to other issues, Nasarawa gunmen abduct traditional title holder in Lafia. Gunmen abduct traditional title holder in Lafia, Nasarawa State. Not over. NDLEA seizes 4,732 kilogram of hard drugs in Adamawa State. Hard drugs. Oh wow. And then Rivers crisis. Group berates APC over call for state of emergency. How can you call for state of emergency in Rivers State? That's what the group is saying. In a conference they held in Port Harcourt. But there is a response to that, because trust other responses. Wike versus Fubara. Call Ugochinyere to order. Rivers caucus tells Abbas. Call Ugochinyere to order. Rivers caucus tells Abbas. All is not yet done. No, it's not yet over in that our state too. But moving on. Yahaya Bello hiding in Kogi government house. PDP chieftain Usman Okai alleges. So all the while EFCC have been looking for him. EFCC chairman say, if I not catch him. So he's been hiding in Kogi government house. Well, this is according to PDP chieftain Usman Okai. He alleges. Well, let's move on to other issues. Well, you heard the back and forth with Kenneth Okonkwo yesterday, except from the interview that he had yesterday that had him, perhaps allude some unprintable names to the Labour Party. Well, he said that no matter the name we call Labour Party, I am not actually going back to APC. That except of that interview had it that, change is the most constant thing, like It could be here, not there, but he has said he's not going back to APC because the issues that took him out of APC has not been resolved yet. Lagos, these are the hot topics that we have. But yay, we have a step-down conversation today, and a very hot one. But that'll be after the break. I'll let you in these and other stories after the break. Stay with us. This is 90.3 Voice of the People FM. Good evening and welcome.
Sit tire for here. Put on for in neck. Burn am. Yes. They no go find better work do. Na yahoo yahoo dem go dey do. Stop!
Dat person wey you wan born, if it dey innocent, no go carry person blood put for your head. Jungle justice no good at all. Stop am.
You wey light the fire, you no get heart. Say no to jungle justice.
You uncle wey follow for the crowd dey look wey dem dey born person, you no stop dem. E dey do you like film abi? Your hand sef no clean o. You fit enter gbege. Stop the lynching. Stop jungle justice.
Under the criminal law for Lagos State, person wey start jungle justice, those wey support am and those wey just sit down look, all of them fit rot for jail. My name na Benjamin Hundeyin, Lagos State Police talk person. Stop jungle justice.
This message now from Lagos State Police Command
and VOP 90.3 FM.
From the views on the street,
we go to bed empty hunger,
to the blaring horns of a hustling city. The loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lodge.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and pressure for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things and makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
The Evening Rush with Pressures. The Evening Rush with Pressures. Let me bring you a reminder of hot topical conversations of the day. Critical analysis of hot and trending topics on politics, economy, lifestyle, human angle, and sometimes the unusual. Featuring sound and informed guests across various sectors to discuss matters arising on Hot Topic Pali. Intense conversations, critical analysis. We sometimes disagree to agree.
Join Precious every weekday from Monday to Friday on the Evening Rush.
7 to 9 p.m.
90.3 Voice of the People FM, Lagos.
Don't miss it.
You don't miss it, because if you miss it, you'll be missing a long thing. Lagos, you're welcome. This is still 90.3 Voice of the People FM. So let's get started with the stories this evening very, very quickly. So we'll begin with the story where former presidential candidate of the Labour Party, LP, Mr. Peter Obi, has said that the problems facing the nations are well known to all Nigerians. Not be saying we know sabi the problems. We know our problem one by one. Obi said it was disheartening to hear those in charge who were hired to address problems say that Nigeria and non-Nigerians are say that Nigeria not the only ones struggling with poverty and hunger. How can you say that? Instead, he suggests that a true leader provides direction, guidance, thorough plan of action to tackle its unique struggles. Now, Obi urged those in leadership positions to offer tangible solutions, not mere reminders that others face similar challenges. According to him, the country needs a comprehensive approach to tackle the specific challenges, not generalizations that dismiss Nigerians' experiences. He wrote, those facing Nigeria are well known to all Nigerians. Among the hungriest, have poor education quality, and the highest number of out-of-school children, high infant mortality. Don't even say that. I've lost 2 people recently to, childbearing. So I can tell you. High infant mortality, corruption, that one that you have to roll the R very well. Unemployment, the highest income gap between the poor and the rich, high corruption perception index, infrastructure and healthcare challenges or deficit as you like, and more. So we know all these problems. Quoting him for that, the tweet says, "It is disheartening to hear those in charge who were hired to address our problems make statements like, we are not the only ones suffering, we're not the only ones struggling with our poverty and hunger." Instead, he now said, instead of merely acknowledging that other countries face similar challenges, we need to hear a thorough plan of action to tackle our unique struggles. Oh, whilst we're not the only ones in this problem, but we're doing this, we're doing that, and so time, not me, for me, I'm adding my own jara, So you not just tell us we're doing this or that, but within so time to so time, we'll begin to see XYZ changes so that we can hold you accountable. Because we're doing this, you can do it for 5 years, 8 years. Buhari did it for 8 years, right? So you can do that for just 4 years, or you can tell us in 2 weeks what you can do, in 1 month, in 3 months what you can do, right? Okay, perhaps that much. So quoting Mr. Obi further, he said, we require concrete solutions and clear vision to address these issues, not comparisons that downplay our circumstances. I urge those in leadership positions to offer tangible solutions, not mere reminders that others face similar challenges. We need a comprehensive approach to tackle our specific challenges, not generalization that dismisses our experience or that will dismiss our experiences. A true leader provides direction. Let me take it again. A true leader provides direction. That is, person will be correct leader. They give direction. They showing people road way good. Not be road way be say snake go bite them. You get it? Yes. So a true leader provides direction, guidance, solutions, and reassurance in times of crisis. This is a hallmark of visionary leadership and a trait of nations that are making progress and advancing via development. Now, they don't simply state the obvious, but offer a roadmap for overcoming obstacles. So, just like a pilot who doesn't just announce turbulence, they assure passengers that they will do everything possible to ensure a safe landing, and that alone could just make your mind strong. Even when you had the turbulence, you would say the pilot down assure us everything will be okay, so we could believe them. And they don't tell us say by so time we go still reach our destination. Nobody say they could just tell us everything will be okay. They don't go tell us when we go land. Say we'll feed the hover on air for the next 5 years. No, now. Only then can we begin to trust that our country is in capable hands, working towards a brighter future for all Nigerians. I end the quote by the Labour Party's presidential candidate, Peter Obi. Well, I don't have a say. For now, I'm a presenter, but I can just be asking questions because I am free to do that. I have a guest in the studio. Unfortunately, the other guest I told you about yesterday could not join me, but then I have someone who's becoming my Friday tonic. Hey, I'm getting me some nice men Monday to Friday. I like it. Okay, Mr. Kano Emirate, thank you so much for joining me. Welcome to the show. How did you make it with the rain? Thank you.
It was difficult, but I had to. If I'm committed to something, I try to do my best.
Are you an Arsenal fan?
Liverpool.
Okay, you know why I asked that question? When you say if I'm committed to something, I just have to ask. Let's understand how faithful you are. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate this. I understand the inconveniences and how uncomfortable this would have been for you. And I appreciate your efforts for coming here irrespective. Thank you so much. So let's get straight to business. Peter Obi's statement, or his tweet as it were. Now, this is coming at a time where Nigerians are facing very, very severe difficulty. In case you don't know, let me just remind you a few things that is happening in Nigeria. A paint rubber of beans, paint rubber, that paint rubber of beans, beans is now 12,000 naira. Some people for the longest time in their life, they've not eaten white beans. That white beans I used to have black stone. They've not eaten, but now they're eating it. That white bean itself is now 10,500. So it's not like it's any cheap or cheaper. Do you understand? That same paint rubber of Gary is now 4,000, 4,500 in some places. The one that will pay you the most is a crate of egg is now 5,000 naira. If God help you, go buy the small ones for 4,500 naira. Things are hard. So Gary and beans, those days when we were small, if they give us rice and beans, we used to pick the beans off and eat only the rice because we don't like beans. You dare not treat beans that badly because beans is a king now. Beans is not an option anymore. Like, it's looking like, oh my wow, it's like the salad in our meal, so things are really hard. And this is a time where Nigerians go to hospitals. In fact, so most Nigerians cannot even afford healthcare. They don't even go to the hospitals. If they manage to go and they get diagnosis or prescriptions, they just go to the pharmacist, cost it, and just walk from the pharmacy home because they cannot afford it. People are dying from preventable and treatable ailments because of lack, because of inflation. Drugs that you buy 1 naira before may just be 300 naira or 5,000 naira right now. You know the cost of augmentin. We cannot even talk about augmentin. That's a basic antibiotic that is necessary to fight some infections. So things are really very difficult. Now, at this time where things are like this for Nigerians, where families cannot eat a pure water sachet, one is 15 naira. I don't know how many families can afford pure waters anymore. And that's why we have, perhaps cholera doing what it is doing right now, because people can no longer afford clean water. And with all of this, there are plans to buy private jets. The approvals for XYZ. I've not heard that they did not pay National Assembly people, not just their salary, but their monthly allowances on wardrobe, on newspaper, on furniture, on this and that and that. I've not heard that they've not paid them. Neither have I heard that they did not. In all of this drama, the official residence of the vice president was renovated for 21 billion naira. 21. It's not like at the time when Nigerians are expecting that their leaders should understand. 21 billion naira. At the time when Nigerians are going through all this, by the way, if you see the president's new fleet of vehicles, or the vehicles in his escort now, they've changed design. They're no longer the type that Buhari used again. They're now new, and money was expended in buying those things. And the Nigerians are being told to endure the painful baby steps. 9 months is gone. I don't know whether the woman could labor for 9 months or another 5 years. So, but then, in all of this, and Peter B saying, of course, you know why Peter B may have said what he said. He tried to speak against the purchasing of the private jets, and he was asked, "Oh, you're wicked. You want to kill our president. You want to kill him, not just him, not just by another guy. Even Murik is saying, oh, you want to kill Peter, our president." But what is the most sensible thing a listening leader or leadership should do at a time like this? I don't want to give instance with what's happening in Kenya, but let's just start with Nigeria.
Okay, so I just allowed you to reel out.
I just wanted to rant a little bit. Let me help Nigerians rant. I know they wanted to rant before they help me rant, so let me just help them do that.
It's fine. Nigeria's matter. It's something that is. How will I put it now? It bothers the mind. People who understand that things can be done quite simplistically, and then you can get the right type of result. Unfortunately, Nigerians in quotes allowed themselves to walk into this situation that has degenerated like this. It didn't happen yesterday. It's been a long time coming, all right? It's just that a lot of people think politics is not their thing. And I tell people, everybody should be interested in politics.
Politics...
I'm coming.
Directs your life.
It shapes our lives.
It shapes our lives, too.
People think when they say get interested in politics, they think it's you need to vie for a position. If you want to, that's okay. But try and know what politics is all about, how politics is important to life itself. Because those we push in there to go and represent us, right? Whatever policies they push out, if it's wrong policies, it affects our lives negatively. If it's right policies, our lives feel better. That's why everybody should be interested in politics. But Nigerians have had and are still having this same idea that politics is for politicians. And so when they manage to get in, each election cycle, when it comes to an end, everybody goes to relax. And politicians, knowing what they know, knowing that life itself is a game, all right? They go ahead and continue to do what they're doing, map out how they want to mistreat the people, have fun, because what they are doing at every level of government, in fact, let me put it succinctly. the reason why people get into politics in Nigeria, I said that before, is purely because Nigeria is like a factory or a company that they all carry their portfolios to go and look for a job. When they get it, they just begin to enjoy. It's not for anything leadership. Leadership is different from rulership, right? What we have at the moment is rulership by any form you can look at it. Because you see, if you are a leader, then you have some ideas. This whole whataboutism that goes on now, where a person tells you, oh, Nigeria is going through this. It's not only Nigeria. It's silly, to say the least. But Nigerians will take it. They will. Because they don't understand, again, their place in democracy. This country is ruled from tribal, sense of things, right? We're not even yet a country. So when
we are a country, please.
I tell you this in reality. You're a country on paper, all right? I don't have a problem. That's why you see that Nigeria is made a national cake. And any tribe that gets in there tend to cut the cake anyhow they deem it fit. You understand? So taking care of everybody. In fact, that was why you see that in Buhari's own administration, he looked at those who didn't vote for him in his own thinking, and he said, he even called the southeastern people, adults, exactly. So, and then he said he was not going to do anything that would benefit them, and he meant it, and he did it. This is not how to. So you wouldn't tell me that,
how was the percentage of Americans that voted Biden?
That's the same thing I'm saying. So when you get in there, you take care of everybody.
So imagine Biden saying that I'm not going to implement laws or do things that are better.
And then Nigerians didn't come out on the street to protest because, again, they think these politicians own government. When you talk to an average Nigerian, you tell you, look, government is not for me, not them. That's what you hear. So this whole thing that is happening now, telling you, like what Peter B said, okay, try to advise the government. Peter B is looking at the ideal type of government where leadership plays a role. The guys that are there today are not interested in leading a country. They're not even interested. That's why you talked about the fact that 21 billion was used to renovate vice president quarters.
See, that thing you just said,
okay,
just hurt me
where
in a particular part of my
people
chest.
Cannot even feed. That they don't
said
even
our leaders
care.
are interested in leading a
they are not
country.
They are not leaders. I just told you the difference between leaders and rulers.
Doing?
They are there to feather their nests, line up their pockets and stuff.
So are you saying that politics is just the easiest way to get rich in Nigeria?
That's why I called it a factory. Nigerian political system is a factory that everybody.
So you think at present leaders or the leaders that we've circled so far that encourage that?
Yes. Now that's why you see that in our democratic system, you find out that people they lower the qualification to attempted school start. Okay, and then you see that those who are there today, all right, are money bags. How they get the money, nobody cares. Nobody wants to know. All they know is that, look, you have the money, let's go play politics. So the right people who are supposed to lead, nobody wants to see them. Somebody like Obi now, he's somebody who wants to just do something that is nice, put his name on the sand of time.
How do you know that? The president,
from the things he said.
But from the things the present president said, he told us that he's prepared for this
he's
for
prepared.
About 30 years, and that he's ready to deliver. That we should not feel sorry for him.
It's even good that he has the opportunity. You see, when you look at how things are broken down,
a lot of people
it's not about it's not even about. It's not about writing anything on the face. Okay, I feel that it's just like the way I talk. Because you see, there are people who have simplified these things in life that, look, what are we here to do? No matter how much you make or amass, even if you have up to $10 billion, you're still going to die. So what you do, I think maybe because I'm a philosopher, all right? That's what I read up to PhD, which is what I'm still doing now. So life itself mean nothing. The only way you can make things out of life is to be able to put your name on the sand of time, so that when you die, because everybody is going to die, let people talk about you, associate some good things with your name.
So while this conversation isn't about P2P, but what makes you think that your P2P would do
I wouldn't say, I'm not saying, based on what he has said.
But based on what all politicians said, they also promised us they would do this.
It's okay.
But they did not end up doing this.
That's why I said so far, we don't have leaders so far.
Okay.
What we've had since this democracy started 25 years ago, it's been, we've had rulers, and rulers, they rule with high-handedness, right? If they say anything and you try to counter, they must have their way. That is why you see that people are hungry. They can't even pay 60. They can't even agree to pay 60,000. Then some other persons are using over 21 billion to renovate the same vice president quarters that was renovated during Osibanjo, right? Well, not up to this amount though. It's the same thing this guy has done. So another person gets in there tomorrow and then would do the same thing. Because if something that is not nice is done and nobody even, not just condemning, because we're used to condemning things. Oh, I condemn this totally and all of that. Everybody goes to sleep. If nobody is brought to book, or people are not on the street to say, look, this is our common patrimony. You can't use this money like this when we are all hungry. The least people could do is just to come out on the street and say no to this kind of, mismanagement of our common funds.
But the Kenyans are out on the street
exactly.
to say no to a bill that they think will leave them
Absolutely, Nigerians are not doing that.
No, it's not about doing that. Are you not seeing the arrest in Kenya?
Let them arrest.
They are already dead.
The idea of coming for protestation. The ones that will die now, who won't die? Won't die. See, protestation, nobody gives you freedom for free. If you want freedom, the first thing you will consider is dying. Death is it shouldn't be a problem to those who want freedom. Some people will die to liberate some other people. But if you're afraid to die, then your oppressor will keep pushing fears into your system. And if you have fears, you can't do nothing. That's exactly what is going on. At least they're on the street. How many Nigerians are on the street for what they're going through so far? That's the question you're going to be asking. So this idea of I want to stay alive, you're already dead. So what's the problem?
But so far, even the Kenyan protest is really turning bloody. As about 200 people are injured. One is already dead. I think more than one already.
People,
and
did you forget what happened? Did you forget what happened in Turkey 2 years ago or so when the military took over? The democratic tried to distort their democracy by overthrowing the president, Tayyip Erdogan. The people came out on the street. Within 24 hours, they had killed about either 200 or so. As they were killing, more people were coming out. The army had to surrender. Those who took over the government had to surrender and said, look, we cannot continue to kill our people. Because the more they killed them, the more people came out. And then they had to surrender. That was the end of that coup. So anybody that is scared of death, I'm sorry, you can't get anything on a platter. You must fight for what you believe in. That's what I think. Until then, nothing will change.
All right, so let's move on to other conversations. So you think Obi was right, by the way?
He's just speaking with nice words, commonsensical stuff that is support. If any right-thinking person puts those things in place, okay, the way he has said it, Nigeria will be a very nice place.
All right, so let's move on to other conversations very quickly because Nigerians can't wait to jump into the conversation. So here's yet another advice to the president or to the ruling party, or perhaps I say to this administration. The People's Redemption Party, PRP, has asked President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to shun economic policies prescribed by the IMF, International Monetary Fund. The party made the call yesterday, Thursday, in a statement by its national chairman, Falalu Bello, saying failure to do so would lead to economic collapse. Now, the PRP criticized what it described as the government's continued implementation of IMF-induced policies, which is said have caused widespread poverty, unemployment, and inflation in the country. So you'd recall that we did know that during former President Muhammadu Buhari's administration, there were pressures from the IMF for him to remove subsidy from electricity and from petrol and stabilize floater naira, stuffs like that. So stop waging the naira, as it were. But then President Buhari then in one of the interviews categorically stated that he cannot do it if it is going to cause pain to his people. So he didn't. But immediately this administration came in, those policies were already implemented. And a lot of pointers went to the fact that, it's IMF's decision. The same IMF now came to tell us that this administration is still paying subsidy. Because if you look at the pointers of things, it looks like we're still paying subsidy.
It is. I mean, there's no...
So how is it that in one breath, it looks like the IMF, although the federal government is yet to open up to paying subsidy, there was something close to it by Wale Idun, but then it was reacted to immediately by the presidency that it's not correct. But the presidency is still not telling us how exactly and why we're still buying fuel at the price we're buying fuel when we know the exact market price or the exact market rate of oil at the international market, or how much fuel is at the international market right now, based in dollars, right? And based on how much our exchange rate is right now, we should be buying fuel more than 1,000 naira, but we're not buying. So what is going on? The federal government is not telling us. This same federal government has been borrowing. In fact, recently from World Bank, they were to get 2.5 billion US dollars. From the same World Bank, they are now getting another 500 million US dollars that they want to use for rural roads and all of those issues. And we're still yet to feel the impact of these loans. Neither have we felt the impact of the floating of the naira. That is the positive side of the floating of the naira. I'm not saying negative because negative. So the floating of the naira and the devaluation of the naira, as it were, because it looks more like devaluation, and the subsidy removal. The electricity hike is another thing. Tariff went over 330% high, and people are barely struggling to survive. How is it possible that you're still taxing people who you don't have jobs provided for people? There are no jobs. Companies, over 700 companies or factories have closed in Nigeria within the past 1 year. That's the statistics by Nairametrics, right? Lots of people have lost their jobs. Companies have left the country. They said those companies said they could not sell billions of naira worth of goods, so they had to leave. And that means people don't have jobs. So how do you tax somebody that does not have a job? So now these are the complaints. And with all of this, people are saying, the PRP is saying that, look, if you don't do away with those IMF policies, it's going to be very hard for the country. You think they're in the right direction?
Okay, so PRP, it's I think they just want to trend, if you like, because in the last
that was a lower, not an upper cut.
I've not even heard about the party's name. All right, I think they've been that. Let me put it this way: I think PRP is not being truthful. If they look at where we're coming from, so if you look at during Babangida era, this was when this IMF World Bank thing started, right? When Babangida had to borrow money from IMF, and then they forced the government, not us. They forced the government of Babangida at the time, 1985-86, to adopt the SAP program, and then he did. And let me say this: he who pays the piper. Okay, so you can't borrow money from IMF or from China and then you want to exhibit some kind of freedom. No, you don't. The only way that could have happened is if you have some genuine policies, local policies that would help you to generate more money from the things that you have, be it natural resources, agriculture, whatever, technology, anything you can develop. But like I said, because we haven't had leaders in the past, what we've had people who come in on parachute, if you like, just become president and then begin to command and control. So they know, IMF, China, everybody that can lend you money know that you don't have capacity. And therefore, whatever it is they give you, they must give you under a very stringent condition. And you have to meet all of that. Prior to Bola Tinubu's administration, right, up to Buhari they try to buy time, not to devalue the naira, if you like, or float the naira, remove subsidy. They were very much afraid, and the reason was because none of them want to lose voting capital. They were so afraid. Everybody wanted to do first and second term and all that. But I tell you, when Nigerians, let me say this in line before I'll come back to, when Nigerians couldn't do anything during Buhari's administration with all the mistreatment and the hardship they went through, it was easy for this government to come in and say, look, Nigerians are so dumb in their own thinking. That is, anything you do to them, they will take it and they will only complain and nothing will happen. That's why the whole problem of the processes of bringing them in, and they are here now, and they started to mistreat people from the day one, and people can only talk, and you can see how much Nigerians are even divided, by the way, right? Because it's very easy to divide the people amongst the people. Not everybody is saying the same thing. Those who are hungry, offer them some little change. They will change whatever it is they're saying. So it just PRP are not saying the truth. Like I said, Nigerian government have tied themselves to a level where they can't afford to do anything outside of what has been discussed. Because even as we speak, they are still asking for more money to be borrowed. Not because the country don't have what it could do to generate money, but they're not interested in developing those things. If you look at the resources that we have, it's only oil that comes to the fore. Every other natural resources that we have are being stolen from the corner. Okay, the illegal people from the gold in Zamfara and all of every other places, they take them and it's not even accounted for. So these are the problems. And since nobody has the initiative of, putting the country on a prosperous trajectory and actually do things to achieve that, there is no way you can dictate to bodies like IMF and World Bank what to do. So anything they tell any sitting president, so long as you're interested in still asking them for more help, anything they tell you to do, you're going to do it.
You're saying it's impossible for the president to shun IMF
He cannot.
policies.
They've tied you already, and you just read that they're still asking for more money.
All right. So moving on. This is just an alert. So this report has it that it has come to the light that criminals are selling Nigerian sensitive data on government-issued documents such as passport numbers, bank verification numbers, tax identification numbers, and driver's licenses for as low or little as 100 naira online. How do they get this and sell it? So the Paradigm Initiative PIN filed a lawsuit against any a website that claims to verify the payment voter, the permanent voter card, national identification, all those details of other people. Now that's just saying that these people are selling this data to people for money. Is it even legal, as I dare say, that a non-government agency would have access to those data for any form of verification?
Okay. So you see that it appears that they hacked,
because data protection is critical.
Apparently,
data privacy is critical.
It's so critical, but the websites that are housing this whole data informations they didn't quite build firewall around them in terms of making it difficult for hackers to get in. So what has happened, in my own thinking,
we don't have the sophistication
absolutely
to do that.
And
why?
Then that's what you should. It's already, they didn't hack one. These things you mentioned, NIN, TIN, they are all different bodies that's with different do you understand what I mean?
So
if it's easy to gather all of them like that, all right, then you find that their back end is not strong.
So doesn't this make a nonsense of all this multiple verifications?
It does. I mean, it's only in Nigeria you see all of
the same fingerprint I have in my driver's license with the FRS is the same fingerprint I have for my international passports.
BVN.
It's the same I have for my BVN in
everything.
The bank. It's the same I have for
your
TIN,
tax, your whatever.
And why do I have my fingerprint all over the place?
It's a confusion. The duplicity and the whole thing they do, overlapping each other and all of that. And everybody
and yet you still don't get accurate data.
That's the thing. And they don't even collaborate with each other. That's the problem. It's just like when you see police and army, all our military apparatus, they don't share information with everybody. Wants to show that, look, I am more powerful than you. I'm more powerful than all that kind of stuff. So this guy, I don't know who the guys are that set up this, because they know that these are the things Nigerians need on daily basis to go about their businesses. Either you want to open an account or you want to get your passport, or you know, they ask for these things. So it's very easy to hack, get the, seats, or rather plug into the systems of those people, and then get them information that is verifiable through their own company, so that if you do that and then you give them the 100, because the 100 naira is not the problem, it is the traffic that they get.
The volume.
If the volume. So if you multiply that, then it comes to millions on.
So I don't know if you're in tune with what's going on in Kano State, the drama with the Emirate Council in Kano State. Well, the State Police Commissioner Usaini Gumel has said that he will not evict the deposed Emir of Kano, Aminu Bayero. You recall that after the judgment yesterday, the governor said, gave a directive that the Emir quits his palace, that is by Bayero, that he wants to renovate the building. But the police says, I cannot. So there has been secrets. He said that he cannot because the case is in court. That's his word, that the case is in court, and he will make that the governor is acting like he's predicting the courts that he's already going to win the case. So why should he? Right. But a lot of people are saying that this whole issue is persistent because there's some sort of backing from the federal, while the state has its own backing. So it is a case where one of the emirs has a backup or backing from the federal level, the other one with the backing from the state. So how do we end this? But the most important of all of this is, how did our traditional stool become so politicized that it's almost been made a nonsense of with politics, where judges will not be the one to now determine who is the right traditional ruler to sit in.
Good.
Meanwhile, the judges self will go and bow before the traditional rulers in the days that were days. What's going on? Are we making a nonsense of our tradition?
Yes, we are. And like politics has messed up everything. Politics has messed up everything. But then, what is even worse is the way our judiciary had been used, the law system had been used to determine who should be in an office, regardless of the people's voting power. I'm talking politics now. The same thing has crept into our traditional system that used to be it's like set on stone, right? On stones. And before now, it used to be people find it easy to understand what the tradition says and then do it. In fact, politicians usually bow to traditional rulers and traditional
naturally
system. Good. But today, because of the fact that, and I said this thing before, the first day I came here, the Kano issue came up, and I said, Adebayo, has his own plug.
Foot. Wait, plug like.
I know what I mean by plug. Nigerians understand, okay? Has his own foot, okay, on his backing from the presidency. I said it very clear.
That's the allegation.
I remember, it's already coming out. You said it yourself.
Some people may tell you
you said it yourself, yeah? When I mean you said it yourself, the sense that it's becoming clearer.
That's what people are saying. But others are also saying that it's a Ganduje effect.
No. Ganduje is out of. It's out of. Okay, fine. So even if you want to use Ganduje, right? What I said in addition to that was that, okay, Ganduje is the APC chairman. If Ganduje that is still there and Adebayo is there, if they end up still allowing him to stay, what is important for the politicians is the Kano, the sharing of Kano or taking over of Kano by either a political party or two parties share the state. Remember, it was 5 emirs.
It was 1.
When I mean,
Ganduje made it 5.
Ganduje made it 5. That's 5 emirs that were
deposed.
Exactly, deposed, asked to go.
Yes.
4 are no longer talking. if you recall.
So why just this one?
One person is still talking and making now, because politicians are who they are. And I said this, Yusuf, the current Kano governor, is NMPP. And Kano, because again, River State is having a problem. The states that determines election in Nigeria
so they have to
are
hold
Lagos, River, Kano. If two states are currently having problems where they look like they are divided, and Kano is a bigger one to River State, do you understand? So they wouldn't let Kano go. And I said this again, I wonder why it has left the purview of the state government and whatever it is they can, because the state government, the governor and the state assembly members are the ones that are supposed to make laws that should either install or depose anybody in terms of
they are the ones that change. They are the ones that
exactly. So how did the federal government come into? Because it's this.
Because he went to court. Well. Let's
supposed to come into.
let's go on to other issues. And let me just we'll mention this in the passing, and then we'll go to other issues. Nasarawa, we hear that government abduct traditional title holder in Lafia, Nasarawa State. Insecurity is still biting hard. And NDLEA seizes 4,732 kilograms of hard drugs in Adamawa State. How is it that we're hungry and we're still doing drugs? It really beats our imagination. But let's get straight to River State, where a group of Nigerian stakeholders under the aegis of the Concerned Citizens Forum of Nigeria has condemned the recent comment by the River State chapter of the All Progressives Congress. There are two factions of APC in River State. I hope you know that. Two factions are here. APC calling for a state of emergency over the lingering political crisis in the state. Two factions of APC, different factions of PDP. I don't know the one that we're going to choose. So you recall that Tony Okocha, the chairman of the party, had called that because of the tension, that in fact the governor is bringing cultists, doing this. So the presidency, please call for state of emergency. While reacting to that situation in River State, the group in a press briefing today, Friday, in Abuja, said the move by the APC was a deliberate and calculated maneuver aimed at exacerbating the existing instability in the region for political expediency. So the executive director of the group, Dr. Ekeayanwu Promi, stated that the declaration of a state of emergency would undermine democratic governance. So they're saying that the president no look there, make you no mind those people we talk on. They said a lot, but let me quickly skip to the other story about River State because we still have one more story to go. Okay, so now the River State caucus of the House of Representatives has called on Speaker Honorable Tajuddin Abbas to address a member of the House, Honorable Ikenga Ugochinyere, for meddling in the political crisis in River State. So the leader of the caucus, Honorable Dumnemene Deko, in a statement issued today, Friday, said the current situation in River State does not concern Ugochinyere in any way because he is from Imo State. So wait till they put him out for which concern you. A state grappling with the myriad political and social issues of its own. So why don't you face your state and leave our state? And why do you see this River State issue going? The new local government chairman, caretaker committee chairman, have been appointed. They have sacked and abolished all task force and committees by the previous, but they cannot gain entrance into their local government. They are actually ruling right now from outside their local government because police have barricaded all the local governments to ensure that nobody gets in, nobody comes out. Why do you see this getting to?
Okay, so if you look at what did Ugochinyere, what did he actually say?
Oh, he's very active.
No, yeah. What did he actually say that really, upset the
Rivers caucus?
Do you understand? Made them so angry that they are talking like this. He said he actually tried to look at the local government. That's the local government law.
The one that was amended by the other 27.
And then look at the local government and then look at how they amended it. And then he simply said, look, there's not going to be any tenure extension. When you are elected into an office, it has a timeline. When you're done your time, if your time is up, then your time is up. You can't say because you are whatever. Obasanjo couldn't even do it. Obasanjo, if there's anybody who is supposed to do tenure extension, It was supposed to be Obasanjo, but he couldn't succeed. So nobody, be you a president, governor, local government chairman, you cannot extend your tenure. That was the bottom line of what he said. And then these people, because the factions are there, and they came out and then started to berate him and all of that. I said this: democracy is for everybody. Whatever that is happening in River State, people in Lagos, people in Kano, if we are running through democracy, right? They're supposed to condemn what is condemnable. They're supposed to praise any laudable idea. You know, you talk about it because we're all in this together. It's very cheapening for anybody to tell you, what happens in River State, because you're not from there. Okay. You shouldn't, add one or two or even say anything. Do you understand? I mean, that's so cheap.
For the PDP caucus too.
No, that's so cheap. But Ugochukwu did this because of his party.
Oh, because
he tries to represent exactly, right? Okay. So he has the right to do what he's doing, like any other person. It's not River State people. That's why you see this country cannot grow if we continue like this, because they are looking at it. Oh, you're not River State indigen. We're talking about citizenship here, and these are the two things that have bedeviled the citizenship problem in Nigeria. So they look at settlership and indigenship problem. So if you're not from an indigen of River State, then you don't have. Are we not all citizens of Nigeria?
All right. So
that's the problem.
Moving on to another issue, the Yahaya Bello issue. The House of Representatives candidate of the People's Democratic Party for the Kena Bassa Federal Constituency in the 2023 elections, Austin Okai, has claimed that the immediate past governor of the city, Yahaya Bello, is currently in hiding in the government house. So you know that the EFCC in April declared Yahaya Bello wanted, but the man is saying that he's wanted. He then inside government house now. So so in a statement today, Friday, the PDP chieftain alleged that Ododo played a role in helping Bello evade the EFCC by whisking him away from Benrazi Street, Zone 4, where he is, so that he's currently there. So why has it really proved very difficult for the EFCC to arrest Yahaya Bello?
Yes. Okay.
If these accusations could be true, is it that EFCC will not know or may not know to call the governor out not to aid and abet a criminal, even though you have immunity? Okay,
so it's those who understand the system, all right? When EFCC was huffing and puffing, I just said, they are spitting fire now, but...
Call that huffing and puffing?
Yes,
they were of nursery rhyme. It's okay.
All right, I said it, and even the EFCC chairman said if he does not prosecute Yahaya Bello, he is going to resign. Okay, so the just fire, it came like a tsunami that time. I said, look, in no time this is going to die down, because Yahaya Bello knows the system, and he knows how to poke the system, how to hide the system or hide in the system, and then nothing will happen. It didn't quite take 2 weeks or so after that initial fire. Everything just went down. Good. You see that Yahaya Bello is no longer an issue. In fact, when I saw the news, I'm like, oh, Yahaya Bello. I mean, the issue has literally died. He's hiding where he's hiding, and I believe the person that said he's hiding where he said he's hiding, government house or where, I believe the person.
You believe that
because if EFCC want to get anybody, even if you're in a rat hole, they will find you. Are you telling me? And he hasn't traveled because they put like an embargo on his he can't leave the country, so he hasn't traveled. He's still here, and nobody is looking for him. So he may have probably settled his way to allow things to cool down before he can begin to use the same system that everybody has been using to get himself free. So I am very, very I support the person that said he's hiding where he said he's hiding. So that's the more reason why they haven't been able to find him. I support the person. This is Nigeria.
So we're helpless till whenever they can.
We've always been helpless.
Okay, so let's just go straight and touch a little bit on the Binance issue. So two US lawmakers visited detained Binance executive and made probe in Nigeria. They say they saw him in a very bad circumstance. That the way we see him, the guy no they good. They visited him in Kuje prison. The Ralph Holahan and I visited, quoting them now. He said, we visited U.S. citizen Tigran Gambarian in Kuje prison in Nigeria. We found him suffering from the condition there as he has malaria and double pneumonia. Only 1, 2 pneumonia. And he reports that he has lost significant weight. Even worse, he's being detained, denied access to adequate medical attention. Although I am pleased that Nigeria dropped tax evasion charges against Tigran on 6 out of 14 charges, it's my view that he's being wrongfully detained on charges related to money laundering. Tigran has devoted his professional life to fighting money laundering and tax evasion, having spent 10 years as an IRS special agent, where he successfully led cyber and financial crime investigations, he said. So there's that complaint, so they even wrote to President Biden to pressure our president to get him out, that he's in a horrible situation. But then the federal government has debunked allegations that the health of Gambrian, the executive, is deteriorating while in custody. So Mohammed Idris, Nigeria's Minister of Information and National Orientation, issued the rebuttal in a statement today, Friday, without stating who he was referring to. His statement may not be unconnected with the recent post, the report by this guys who visited him. But he did say that nothing Duoga at all. In fact, in his statement, Idris advised those concerned to note that Gambarian's detention is based on an order of court. No be saying a government hold them. So not talk saying that we hold them. The ministry explained that while the client is held in lawful custody, he has access to healthcare. So that he said he does not have access to healthcare is a lie. It has become necessary for the federal government of Nigeria to address claims that the Binance executive Tigran Gambarian is being held in unsavory prison conditions in Nigeria. How savory is a prison condition in Nigeria? Or that his health is deteriorating. We would like to state that the allegations are false and should be ignored. So, in one breath, a lot of Nigerians said, oh, those charges have been, amended against him, and people thought that he was going to come out any moment. And in the next breath, the federal government says, you know what, we're not letting him go. Let's let him, even though we've, changed the charges against him, but we're not letting him go. If this same Binance, India, the government of India has fined them about $2.2 million. This same Binance, could there be that there's something about this government? You remember that even the US, where this man is coming from, also fined Binance. So is there something about them? Could they actually be, a conduit pipe for money laundering, one way or the other?
See.
Oh, you believe that? So that means the federal government of Nigeria is correct.
Let me say where we usually have a problem. And you see, in law, if you don't do what is right, and then you come back to realize that you've done something that is wrong, and you want to redo it, then you fall short, because good lawyers win cases using some lapses that you've made, some technicalities and all of that. If you look at Binance, let me also state this, that international politics is a very interesting thing, and no matter how much we try to show who we are and the level we've gotten to in democracy, some people are senior in what we're doing. When I mean senior, they know the in and out of, if you make a mistake, they will catch into that and then deal with you. So I have a problem where Nigerian prosecutors usually don't do thorough investigations before they put someone out. It's only in Nigeria, at least that I have heard, that they start a case, put out some lengthy charges, at some point they will remove some, and in fact it could be from 150 count charge, it could drop up to 50, it could further drop up to 20. What happened? So that's why EFCC has not been winning cases. If you look at what happened to Ibori, I just want to use that to cite an example. Ibori was, given over 150. From 150, it dropped to nothing. In fact, Ibori demanded that they wrote him an apology letter. But when Ibori got to England, or rather they caught him, they showed him in fact, they will give you forensic accounts of whatever you've done. It will be so vivid that you have to watch yourself. The ones they will show you in camera, the ones you cannot afford to say, I didn't do this. While they were reeling it out, they told him, if you allow us to go through this, you're going to pay the charges for, the judicial. He saw it and like, look, I surrender.
Okay, you don't do.
Good.
Okay,
so
it's okay.
that's it. That's one thing we don't do right. I've never seen anybody brought into American justice system. Okay, and then you see them turning back to say they're amending this, amending that. That was where America, whoever that is, representing this guy, whether it's the government side or their lawyers, cast into that lapses that governments have always made to say, oh, they are reducing charges. What they presented before is either less or more, and all of that. It doesn't work that way with people that are from there, because they are quite knowledgeable. And beyond that,
okay, I was going to ask that. Do you think the U.S. lawmakers are just a bit worried about those loopholes in our justice system?
They do. They know.
And
they
that's
know already.
Where they're hinging on.
That's what that's what they've done. So they are holding somebody by the balls. And like, look, that's even another one that we don't know. That's even another one. But from what had been presented versus what they are giving us now, something has gone wrong.
All right. Okay, Lagos, let's open the phone lines. I know you're itching to jump in on the conversation. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. 0700 903 903 903. And 0817 175 6338. 0817 175 6338. That is a WhatsApp line in case you may not understand. It's 081 175 6338. It's a WhatsApp line, but the direct line to call is 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good evening to you. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Yes, good evening and welcome.
Good evening, my sister.
My brother, you're welcome. Thank you.
Okay. My name is Good News.
Good News.
Yeah.
Where are you calling from? Good News.
I'm from Akwa, but I'm here in Lagos.
Okay, you're welcome. Welcome. Go ahead.
The matter I want to this Yabelo matter. You see my sister, this quality something for this Nigeria. As I said before, you don't tire me.
Sorry.
What people say, I generally the key we know. And I'm mama sleep. You know they sleep. You see, how many months now where they say they find this man? Look at this guy. Outside country where they go catch this guy, come back to Nigeria. But someone there inside Nigeria, inside his own state. But
and they say they no fit him.
Cash.
Sorry. Yeah. No vex. Thank you here. Thank you so much.
There is God.
There is God, my brother. There is God in everything we do. I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening, Precious.
Sir, you're welcome, sir.
My greeting to your guest.
He greets you too. Welcome, sir.
Okay. I want to speak on what is happening in Kano State and River State. It's because, one, people that are respected to say the truth, they are not saying the truth again. Both our traditional leaders and our religious leaders, even our politicians, they have failed Nigeria woefully. They are not saying the truth. The reason why this is happening in River State is because of APC. He want to win a 2027 election. That is the truth. That's why they are fighting with hell and hell to make sure that the River State for APC, and they will recover that Kano State for APC. They are planning for 2027, and they don't know the plan of God upon each and every one of them, and beating them one by one. Bible says, whosoever that oppresses a poor man reproaches his God. APC is reproaching God.
Okay, so this is not about a political party. So Oga, calm down. Calm down. I just
see how they are suffering. Okay, I will draw my statement.
Please, thank you.
See how they are suffering Nigeria with this policy they are making. They don't know say the Nigeria don't have presidential jet before they approve 80 billion for Haji.
90 billion actually. No, remove the 10 inside the billion.
Okay, 90. Sorry, so
thank you, sir.
They don't know say presidential jet are bad and approving such billion for Hajj. And they not say Nigeria not get presidential jet and they approving billions to renovate.
Oh yeah, you don't do no vex.
This country,
sorry, sir.
This country, APC don't feed this.
No, bam. If you don't take them back, you can bring them back again. No, they do like that now. Brother, don't do that. I appreciate you, but I understand how upset you may feel. But as much as you are, please let's try and apply some decorum in our language while we speak, please. So we don't use this platform to incite any part of the country. Hello, good evening to you.
Good evening, Madam President.
Good evening, sir. You're welcome.
Yeah, my greetings to your guest.
Good evening.
Madam President,
you're welcome. Go ahead.
Let me go. I want to start with your interview with the police spokesman of Lagos State. Yes, the interview was very good, but something is missing there. That's why I said I will remind you that. What is there is this about the kidnapping. Then he tell us that the people have been released. But who are the people that creating that act? We want to know the people, how they deal with them, so that we can have more courage on their side. You understand me? I think I will remind you. I just want to remind you for that. And today's issue is this: the hand that is fighting people at Kano and the hand that is fighting people at River State. 2027, when they get ready to face more heat from the people, because he can't deny the people their power. He can't deny their power.
Thank you.
Do that, you are bringing problem upon yourself.
Thank you.
So they should be careful. God bless you, my dear.
Thank you so much. Hello, good evening. God bless you too. Hello, good evening.
Hi, Precious. Hi,
John. How are you?
I want to start with, I like the fact that if you have sensitive listeners, I like the fact that your guest started with the perception and the mind of the people. And I like how he went straight, because you were telling him about the policy and the political, but he took it away and said, okay, what are the people doing? So if you have sensitive listeners, the power is in your hand. And that is why I said, there was a day I called you, I don't go talk again because the people are not ready to stand up. Kenya as a case study now shows you that the power is in the people's hand. They keep killing. And let me even shock you. They've released the list of the assembly members that voted yes, and the assembly members that voted no for this particular bill that's causing chaos in Kenya. They've released the names of those politicians that voted yes.
Oh, by the way, they've gone ahead to pass the bill in Kenya. Maybe you have a Kenyan bill. She should tell you now.
No,
they passed the second reading. They passed second reading that they are up with it. They are ready to go ahead with it. In spite, even with the opera, it's still passing reading. That's the point I'm trying to make. Even with all of this, that means they probably are, they're not bulging.
So yeah, they're not bulging. So now I'm bringing that situation now down to Nigeria. Now a lot is happening. Situations are going on, and the only thing I hear people saying there is God do, APC are finished also, blah blah blah, using examples, but no actions taken. Like I think is it on social media I saw in Ondo State that they pursue one, they throw stone or something like that. My point in all of this is this: there is power in the people. Because sometimes I support what Buba Galadima said. He said, I support people suffering now. Tomorrow, if they give you 200 naira, collect. That is it. If you want to, what is your future like? Think about your future. And that is why I'm angry with the minds of the people of Nigerians. Think what is going on today. Think, and you are right. Your guess is right. If we could not revote under Buhari, there's nothing that will happen now that we revote. Nothing.
Nobody's
Thank
revolting.
you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate you. It's not this platform you use and talk and tell anybody to revolt. Nobody's revolting. We're here to discuss issues. I appreciate you anyway. Hello, good evening to you. Hello?
Hi, Precious.
Yes, please. Welcome.
Yeah, this is Remy.
Remy, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Greetings to your guests.
He can
Good
hear
evening, man.
I quite agree with his assertions concerning everything he just discussed. Power lies with people only when they understand power lies with them. So the case of Nigeria is quite different from that of Kenya. Different in the sense that we respond to things, hardship differs. 16% increment on bread led to what is happening in Kenya. But we've had over 300% on virtually everything. And what we resort to is, God will make a way for me. You know, we resort to prayers, no matter how hard things are. God, the God of wonders, you know, what God cannot do does not exist. And we use that to console ourselves. As of December, the total debt on ground was, according to DMO, was 87 trillion, if I could recall. As at May this year, it is 121 trillion naira.
Did you not hear that it rose by almost 25% in 3 months?
Good. So what are you doing about that? Tinubu.
It's not also. It's the debt management organization, the DMO that said.
Are they in Japan or Sierra Leone?
No, just reminding Nigerians so they will not say it's Precious that said that debt rate.
So Tinubu has incurred, because I won't say Nigeria, because I wasn't part of it. Tinubu has incurred 24.33 trillion debt in just 3 months. So I ask, Precious, did a penny of that money get into your pocket or your guest?
You don't even understand. See, in 3 months alone, the debt rate moved to 24.34
trillion.
24.33 trillion. In 3 months, I did not say in the past 1 year. In
just
3
in 1 year,
months,
it's been 34 trillion.
34. So in 3 months, it went to 24.33 trillion. Just so in case Nigerians don't understand what trillion means, how do I break it down now? You know, when you count million, no, into million.
Zeros behind
it. The million, no, into million. You not count it, it not becomes billion. You not count that billion, no, into another billion. That's how you get 1. That's how you not get 1 trillion. Then you cannot count that trillion like that into that amount. That is exactly it.
So what has Tinubu done with that money? What can we see for the past 1 year that Tinubu is using this money to run? I would like his Hallelujah boys to call in and tell us what Tinubu has done. You know, they speak so well of him. Earlier on, we were asking your guest that how was he sure that Obi meant what he said. The only way I can measure you, Precious, or anyone, is what you've done in the past. So 8 years of Obi as a governor, the facts are there. Obi did what none of these governors had done before. These are facts, not just my opinion. When others left base, including Tinubu, Obi never left a dime as debt for his state. He invested in HDI. We can see the impact. Anambra State Secondary School is representing Nigeria outside this country. It's as a result of investment of years. It wasn't what happened yesterday that led to what is happening in Anambra. So that is what probably gave some of us assurance that Obi could. He's not a messiah, we know. But going by the antecedent of him and others, we can tell. So I don't know if you saw a post of someone posting sliced yams being sold. Not to
yes, so slice, they chop it and they portion it like they set it like they set tomatoes.
So
portion it.
It's no more tuber of yams, you know. Everything in Nigeria defies logic. It is now sliced of yams, not tubers of yams. Can imagine the level we've gotten to. And the next thing is, you can see people bringing up, start planting in your house, start doing things. Should we all go into farming, or should tenants living in one room turn their passage into garden? You know, we tend to resort to, I just don't know, we try to adapt, believing that is just the way out. For how long? Someone too was posting that put a lot of onions, as if onions is just 10 kobo. You know, we tend to, when they push us to the wall, we try to make the wall elastic instead of facing what is pushing us. It's so unfortunate. Good evening.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Okay, hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening,
Amaka is calling from Lagos.
Amaka, you're welcome.
Thank you. Please, I want to. My own contribution is that things have gone so bad because Nigerians, we do not react when we're supposed to react. When something is going bad, we don't see the future of that bad thing coming up. Like during the Buhari's first regime, when he started changing some things, like making sure that one ethnic group dominates the others, people were not reacting. When he mentioned, I cannot do the same thing I did for people that voted for me 5% to the people that voted for me 97%. People did not react because what I know, government, if they elect somebody, that person should be for the whole country. Whether this party issue, party problem after election, nobody is reacting about it. And we continue like that. We made the same statement. I'm sorry, I gave you wrong person. Whereas we know ourselves that we voted. I voted for Fubara. But in Wike is now was telling them that I put him there. That is one. And another thing that I know that is the root of the problem of this corruption and incompetency in government is because we gave the people a chance to loot when they are at the office. They say they gave them this thing. So after looting, they will put incompetent people that will be loyal to them in the office, thereby buying the people that can carry the country forward, divide them from coming close to the office. That's why we're having problems everywhere. Okay, look at what is going on. We are complaining of food. Instead of us to tackle the foundation, we are tackling minimum wage. Minimum wage cannot solve the problem.
All right, thank you.
The problem started that the farmers are in IDP camp. Those that manage to farm, they uproot their farm and feed it to farm product and feed it to cow. And people are not reacting to that.
Thank you.
People are not talking about that.
Than't you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you very
much. All right. So let me pay attention to some messages. I have about a few of them here. Let's see. Okay. So I begin with this. It says, Benin boy from Ayobo. What did you say? Okay. Let me just skip that quickly. Good evening. His Royal Highness Basin Walker says any form of emergency in River State should be totally condemned. Whoever that is beating this drum in River State should desist from it. And Governor Fubara should be allowed to breathe, please. Did it choke him? Okay. Mr. Ifeanyi James says Nigeria challenges is like an hydra. Cut off one head, you will discover it's replaced. We don't have leadership, rather we have ridership. I only hope the people will learn this time. That's what you said. And the Emperor says, Precious, just because Mr. Emperor, to get to a time where I cannot read your message. Thank you. I hope you understand. Hello, good evening to you.
Good evening, Precious. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How about you, sir?
I'm doing great. I'm hanging in there.
Well,
I greet your best.
Right. He greets you
Thank
too.
you.
Welcome,
Good
sir.
evening.
Mr. Ola from Chicago, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You're welcome, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Look, I was surprised when people in abroad are saying we are not reacting. We reacted 2020 and they kill us. Nobody would like to come out and react. We like to react. But if you come out, either they arrest you or they kill you. What can we do? None of us in abroad go home and lead the protest. Nobody will like to do that because we'll be scared not to kill you. These people, they are ready to kill for power. I'm sorry, I take it back anyway. I take it back.
Thank you for understanding.
You may not like it.
Thank you.
Yes, I take it back. You see, you cannot be here and complaining that people in Nigeria, they are fed up. They love to protest, but they are fed up. They are scared of killing. Okay, about the identification number or something like that, ID.
Yes.
Yes. Look, I don't like to compare America with Nigeria, but I will force to say it. Here, we have only one ID. We have three things to ask for your information: either your social security number, or your date of birth, or your phone number. Immediately they enter your social security number, they get everything. If police arrest you, they ask for the phone number or your date of birth. They will get whatever they want. I do BVN in Nigeria. I do everything. Whenever I go there, they are asking for another thing, and they won't find it. Precious, may God bless you and bless the BOP.
Thank you so much. God bless you too. Thank you, Mr. Allah.
Bye-bye.
Bye to you too. All right, so going back to those messages, this here then says, Precious, recently we got a bad empty hunger. We go to bed. Recently we go to bed empty hunger. I need a job, please. Lost my job a while ago and I'm on my early 30s and a single mother of 2 pairs of twins. Whoa, 4. I'm a graduate from a foreign university. I'm willing to do anything as I can, do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Oh, wow. Please deliver me and my sister. Oh, okay. I wish I have all the jobs in the world. Unfortunately, I don't. But let me just see how I can take your contact and leave it. You never can tell a good Samaritan that will calling and perhaps has a job for you. But then, how can you leave your kids and go to work? That's another thing. But I'm sure you figured that out, right? Thank you. Hi, Precious. Thank you again for the wonderful show, helping us to think as humans should. Thank also to your guest, Mr. Ekene, the philosopher king. Precious, unless we are ready to die, we're not ready to live. Thank you both. Ekene, thank you so much. I appreciate you. You're Ekene, he's also Ekene.
Oh
yeah. Okay, just thought to throw that in.
Yeah.
Good evening, Precious and the guest. The only peaceful way to resolve should I said your namesake? Yeah. So the only peaceful way to resolve this is to note down those that are meant to represent them, and instead they are looking for themselves. Then the media should help in this regard. Precious, invite the politicians to appear on VOP. If they refuse, tell your listeners. You didn't whine. Debts is an instrument of modern slavery. The creditors know that the debtors will mismanage these debts. That is why Africans don't have any respect outside the continent. Oh my wow.
Sure.
That's embarrassing.
Sure.
Peter from Ikeja says, kudos to you and the guest analyst. You talk about the IMF not too long ago. It's not new that the Western powers do not want Africa to progress. I have a video evidence to prove this. If you want, I can send to you. Don't worry. I've seen so many video evidences. Not one, not two, plenty. And I can show you where people spoke and asserted that it is risky to let Africa progress. So don't worry. Unfortunately, African rulers are cooperating with the West to inflict sufferings on Nigerians.
They run into their hands.
So the problem, the thing I'm thinking here, now, is it possible that you and I have been privy to such information and the people who vote into power do not know this information? That's on one hand. So, but again, if they have this information, how is it that you're somehow, I don't want to say deliberately now, but somehow playing to the gallery?
You have to use the word deliberate. Don't run away from it.
I don't want to use the word deliberate.
I just told you until look. Okay, so it used to be IMF and World Bank. In recent time, China has supplanted these other people because China is the new economy.
I wanted to say that China
again in recent
China
time
almost more than they are owing IMF now.
So what?
Most African countries are owing China a lot.
That's what I'm saying, because China made their own loans a little bit attractive, not because
with empowering their people more with the loans.
No. The interest rate is higher than IMF and World Bank. Okay, IMF could charge like 0.5% or 1%. China could charge 4%. The difference is when China is giving you the loans, they don't give you, the conditions they give you are not as stringent as what IMF will ask you to do. But China ties you.
But there are clauses.
They will tie you in another way that you can't even breathe.
With those
Remember
clauses,
what happened in Zambia when they defaulted? China had to take over the lucrative sectors of their economies, like the MPAs, or their ports, both air and sea, take over and started running it by themselves.
So that they make their money back.
Exactly. IMF, the West will not do that. So, but you see, beyond China and IMF, this other Russia called African Summit the other time, okay, to earmark some amount of money to give to African leaders. Saudi Arabia did that the other day. So everybody is doing it just to be able. Look, if you learn how to collect, givers usually would fashion ways of getting you to your knees. There's nothing you can do until Africans understand that leadership is not by when you get in there. Okay, you mortgage your people because you know that if you stay there 4 years, you're not even attached to you. You're not even attached to your people. As soon as you get in there, cause your own problem. 4 years down the line, if you're out of office, anybody takes over, you're free. So it's a case. That's why I call the Nigeria. They regard Nigeria as a national cake. And when you come in, you cut us the way you want it.
This is sad.
It's a problem.
This is sad. All right, so going to more SMSs. Good evening. It's Adeyemi Kamara from Satellite Town, Lagos. Peter Obi has been loudest in criticizing the government under him. Doctors went on strike for 13 months. Civil service went on strike for 8 months. His name was listed in the Pandora's paper of globally corrupt individual. They said tax evaders. Because Pandora was, like a tax haven.
Tax haven, not even.
He cannot conduct it because I don't want to put my money where I go pay too much tax.
Yeah.
I carry and go where I go put. Let me get the money. Let me go talk where I go put them. This is just to clarify it anyway. He cannot conduct local government election for 8 years. He didn't build one school in 8 years. You said all that. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Common sense demands that desperate situations demands desperate solution. A popular Igbo proverb states that when a bird learns to fly without perching, a tree branch will learn to the hunter will learn to shoot without aiming. Now if we do traditional protests, the army will shoot us and and Agboros will also loot troops blame the peaceful protesters and they would not say it is us or they will say it's some political party. My solution of this to these who are not supporting this what is going on is to join Southeast and sit at home on Mondays. Are you kidding me? Okay, well, everybody with their own opinion. I appreciate you anyway. Osino from Olodia Papa, thank you. Good evening, precious. It is ideal for me to ask a mother, is it ideal for me to ask a mother for food and her only response is that my neighbors are also hungry. They have nothing to eat. President Tinubu is...
Makes sense.
Oh my goodness.
Makes sense.
Now, the disobeying court order by the Nigerian politicians isn't a crime in Nigeria or any offense because the successive government disobeyed all the court orders on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case to free him unconditionally, which he won 9 cases against federal government. The Kano state are right for disobeying court order on the emirship part also in Kano state because not APC only knows how to disobey court order. It won't Hakelichuku sending that message. UC from Ijego says P2B is always on point. We need solutions to our problems, not comparison, because those countries you're comparing us with have other plans than our country. Concerning Yahya, it's clear evidence that the law in this country is meant for the poor. Let me see how this country will make headway, romancing with injustice, nepotism, and tribalism. That's what you said. That's what he said. Precious, good evening. Why is it that when people want to talk, you don't allow them? This guy that mentioned APC did not mention any individual. Why did he cut you? So, I'm tired of saying this. So, you do not allow your platform to be used to make it look like you're creating an opinion about a particular set of people. It is actually against the law and the ethics that binds the profession. Right? So you cannot allow your platform to be used to incite other people against other people. It is not so. You can say political parties, but don't just make it look like it's about a political party. If you say that, that means you have used your platform to incite people against this political party, and that is a crime. I have been saying this a lot, and when I say NBC code, now people will say, oh mama, NBC code. But even those of you watching on YouTube should also understand that this is a terrestrial radio, and it remains so. Please, let's try and understand. Thank you. I hope you understand that now. Okay, so let's see if I can get to YouTube. I have quite a couple of reactions on YouTube. If Mr. Bayanonogan, APC Defense Minister, would come defend as usual, they always hate it when people be telling APC government the truth. Chilled Power say, and the people are suffering, and the suffering continues with plenty crying emoji. Ngozi Ilo says, this talk every time doesn't matter anymore. We have to do the needful to get our country, Nigeria, back from all these criminals. Okay, apologies, I take that back. Okay, Amadu K said, Princess, how can I get in touch with you? Oh, Precious TV at gmail.com. Precious TV@gmail.com. That's my email. If you have anything to address, yes, that's it. Precious ENYIT&V@gmail.com. That's Precious TV@gmail.com. Cynthia Farm says, who said His Excellency Peter Obi may join APC? Oh wow. Chilpa says Nigerians are pushed to the wall. They are pushed to the wall. They make it whole, and they continue being pushed. Friday says, I stand with Sanusi. He is rightful owner of that throne. It is shameful that the first class throne is being rubbished by politicians. One of the reasons why kings should have integrity. Yoruba TV says, I swear Nigeria problem is not my main problem now. My problem is the size of fufu is getting smaller every day. I'm not about it at all. My dear sister, that thing is also painful. Division Technology says, Nigeria, let's rise up and fight for the right of our country for a solution to the end of what is going on and what we're going through right now. Well, you guys said a lot. Okay, let's see. Okay, High Precious. High Precious, why is it that this Adeyemi Kamuru guy from Satellite and always after Peter Obi, always castigating him? Now, wow, Nelson from Festac. You have your opinion, you see? Everybody's opinion matters. All right, good evening, Precious. Jude from Ajoy says, the set of leaders that are not humane, how can you borrow 40 trillion naira in 1 year, half of what the past administration borrowed in 8 years? This time is very near when our leaders will be held accountable for their actions, whether in office or out of office. This ground will open one day and Father Lord, I take it back. So Mr. Kene, I don't know if you've ever experienced a step down conversation on this show, right? So we have a step down conversation today. Okay. A lady cries out, and she's been dating this guy for 8 years. They're making marriage plans, about to get married, and all that moves. Now when you've dated for so long, and then boom, the mother-in-law to be has kidney issue, and this is me summarizing. Has kidney issue, and the husband is telling her to please donate her because her kidney matches with that of the mother. Telling her to donate her kidney so that they can continue with the marriage plan. Because if they have to get another person to donate, it will be too expensive for them and they will not have enough money for their marriage again. What would you have the lady do? So, on one hand, it's looking like, so my marriage to you is hinged on me donating kidney for your mother. And on the other hand, it looks like, this is something she has to do. She really loves the man. But how about her own life? All right, that's a step down conversation. After the break, Lagos will be right back. This is still 90.3 Voice of the People FM. Stay with
From
us.
the views on the street,
we go to bed empty hunger,
to the blaring horns of a hustling city. The loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lodge.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and pressure for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people. and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
Listen to hot critical analysis and top trending topics of the day. Join Precious, Monday to Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. on the
All right, Legacy, all welcome back. It is still 90.3 Voice of the People FM. So let's get straight to that step down conversation that I want to look at. Okay, so that's it, the step down conversation. So the story reads thus: I'm dating my man now for 8 years, and we are planning to get married. Though we have done introduction last year, this year we plan to marry. His mom is down with kidney problem. I go there to help her through the family. Although the family is trying to raise money for her. Last week, the doctor tested me, and I watched with the mother. I watched with the mother. My man and his family said, if I give her my kidney, that the money they plan to treat her will be used for my wedding and marriage, pure white wedding. He told my family they were all against it, but we have come a long way. And I have come a long way with my man for 8 years. He's not beans. My mother had been crying. She said she doesn't want me to do it, but I really want to get married and have a white wedding. And the family, and white. So and the family is insisting I have to do that now. So let me get to that. My hair, white wedding, and and the family also say they will give us one flat free of charge. I love my mother-in-law, though their last born is also a match, same kidney match, but she is a student in school, 300 levels, and is 25 years old, a small girl. For that, for that matter, my man is begging me that I'm more advanced. He loves me too, and he promised he will stop cheating if I do. He promised he will stop cheating if I do this for the mother. I'm confused. I love my man and my mother-in-law. Advise me. Okay. Why are you laughing now, Mr. Kenobi? Lagos, that's a step-down conversation. Please bring it in to get in your messages at 0700 903 903 903. WhatsApp is 0817 175 6338. 0817 175 6338. So you heard the story of this woman. So if you were in her shoes now, if she's the younger sister, what would you tell her? Why do you laugh now?
I'm laughing because why does she want us to advise her?
Her family, because her family is bringing confusion to her head. Her mind wants to do it because she loves the mother-in-law and she loves her husband. But her mother is crying and telling her that she shouldn't do it.
Exactly. So the mom that gave birth to her had said, look, even though I like you to marry, this is not the kind of marriage that
you know that she will have a white wedding, wear white gown.
Exactly.
That's the dream of every
that's
woman.
the problem.
She wear white.
Some people, they
do reception and dance.
When you raise, Socrates said something. He said, "Man, know thyself." So if you don't know yourself,
why are you reminding me those days in philosophy? I made an A in philosophy.
Okay, good. If you don't know yourself, then you have a problem. You see, we're all here on the planet Earth to make impact. Have ambition. Look at yourself. What do you want? What do you want to make out of life? Unfortunately, some people were raised specifically to marry. I mean, some ladies. Yeah. All right.
So men were not raised to marry.
No, I mean.
No.
Yeah.
So did you hear what the husband to be said? He said if she agrees, he will stop cheating on her.
That's where I said
he will stop cheating.
If she knows herself, we won't be hearing this. She would have taken her decision. We won't be hearing "help me." Okay. So if you are raised to marry, it doesn't really matter if you have a first class. Your aims and objectives in life is to marry, and that's it.
No matter what happens.
You think until you get there. And some people will suffer through it all till they die. But let's say this. I mean, it's bad enough. A few angles you pointed out is so crazy. If you had said that she voluntarily decided to say, let me donate to this woman. I love her so much that I want to do it for God. I'm a humanist. right? That would have been understandable because, I mean, that's your life. If you
so what
did
are you
that,
trying to say?
What I'm trying to say
people
is
are calling me. My phone lines are open. People will not agree with you. Do you know that marriage is the goal for a woman?
Yes, now because
men are the crown.
I don't have a problem. If you're in a marriage that is good, it's all good. But this one is bad from the start.
It's bad.
You said the man is cheating, and the man's younger sister.
He said he will stop.
Hold on, I'm coming. The man's younger sister is also a match 25. To the mom.
She's just 25 and she's still a student.
The lady that is about to marry is
she's
Agba. Like she's old, right?
You're not understanding this.
No. It's silly. Let her do what she will, but from what we're seeing, it's not good for her to go into it because she was given condition. Okay. That if you do this will happen. You can be married.
Okay.
And good marriages are not supposed to be done under such conditions.
I have someone on the line already. Hello, good evening to you.
Hi,
hey,
Precious.
John, welcome, John.
You asked a very complicated and confusing question. I don't know why you bring this question in the first place. Because the person where they even ask the question, they do that don't answer your don't give you answer already.
Because you guys you men are not understanding the plight of women. I want women to call in. You guys don't understand.
Under psychology, there's what we call classical conditioning. And this woman now has been given a condition whereby if they now ring something, it's going to be done. I understand that fear of throwing away 8 years, but she's the best person to advise herself.
Exactly.
And again, I feel it's a trap for her, because after you have said all these things, you are now promising her that this is what is going to happen. Why the child alone, the brother of the sister of the brother is a match to the same person. This is not Romeo and Juliet, Precious. I beg you, bye.
Thank you so much. You said I beg you, bye. Now Romeo and Juliet now. You didn't whine, no. All right. So I have so many WhatsApp messages, but let me just continue with the calls. Hello, good evening. Hello. Are you there? Good evening. Hey, you don't want to say anything. Oh yeah, now. Hello, good evening.
Hello, Precious.
Sir.
Good evening.
Good evening. Jova, right?
Yes, Jova.
Jova, you're welcome. Go ahead, hit it.
I wanted to weigh in on political issues.
Sorry, the political does not want you to weigh.
The only thing I want to beg you is that I don't want to be going back to bed empty hunger.
We're all going to bed empty hunger these days.
That's your this. I love it. Please let's be hearing it more. Back to bed empty hunger.
Thank you.
Hi, good evening, Mr.
Ekene.
Yes,
good evening, bro. Good evening. Welcome.
In fact, I long to hear your voice every Friday.
Thank you.
Precious.
Sir?
To the issue at hand. This lady is confused though. If she is listening, first of all, the advice Mr. Ekene gave her is top notch, but I will add something to that. Can you hear me?
Go ahead now. Hurry up.
How can the girl, she by herself said, if I agree, he will stop cheating? In as much as I would not want to influence anybody to donate kidney. This one is a personal thing, a personal decision. She is not yet married to that family. And again, why would the man to be, the condition will be I will stop cheating? My dear, because of that comment alone, she should run. No, you know my own position. I always say run. No. Me, anybody that has lived his or her life to the fullest, and maybe somehow God is giving that person a cross to carry. Let the person carry the cross gently and just go. How can you? Okay, if she donates this kidney now, and the man decide not to marry her again, because remember that kidney operation or surgery is 50-50. 50-50. So I'm not certain that whoever goes under the knife for kidney, most of whom will make it. And even if you make it, you will be restricted to so many things because you'll be surviving with just one kidney.
All right, thank you.
And again, apart from that, Precious, please let me drop. Apart from that, no, Precious, I love to talk to you all every day.
Jova, others want to talk. Go ahead.
Apart from that, please, because of the condition, I will advise her not to. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Joel. Thank you so much. Hello, good evening. Hello. How can I be losing it like that? Okay, so let me go to some messages. Precious, okay, Precious and I esteemed guest. For those, okay, yeah, let's leave that alone. Okay, the step down conversation. The woman should not give in to any emotional blackmail from the man. This shows the man doesn't love her. Would the mother bear children for him? The woman is old, and if the husband to be so desire his mothers to live, he should fly her to India for transplant. Which person's kidney? Good evening, Precious. Do you know that at times I go to bed empty? Goodness from Ago Palace. I appreciate you. Good evening, Precious and Co. I will never support the lady to donate her kidney if that will lead to the end of the marriage. So be it. How old is the woman to risk a young lady trying to live her life? Mayor from Ikoto sent in that message. And then I got listen, they do us. Mary from Oshodi, Mayor from Oshodi says, let me tell you, the fact that the man is cheating, I'm not donating because the mother that gave birth to a son that wasn't raised responsibly, cheating, shouldn't cause she don't have my liver because she so the girl will regret it. That's what you're saying. You better forget about that marriage. So the man have been cheating on her. Rono Jonathan from Agbowa sent in that message. Geoff Ebi says the lack of reactions by Nigeria is due to sentiment, tribal sentiment. We're done with that tribal sentiment a long time ago. They should spend money to treat the woman while they do the low-key wedding from Joe. Must they do high-key wedding? I don't even know why people like to impress you. I'm not even impressing anyone. It's Adeyemi Kamaru from Satellite Town, Lagos. The lady should do it for God. If the mother-in-law, if the mother-in-law is her mother and call. Okay, that's what Adeyemi said. Hello, good evening to you. Hello,
okay.
Sir.
This is Okamelina.
Okamelina, you're welcome. Go ahead.
I think the want to talk about the age.
Go ahead.
The age of the sister to the man. I think that age is better for them to, because the girl is a younger girl and she can recuperate faster. So they should use that girl rather than herself. And by the way, who said that you must wait in the church before you go and settle? Let her do traditional and leave the wedding.
Hell, you people want to keep this woman's dream.
Only traditional.
Okamelina. You don't know that most women's dream is to wear white, walk down the aisle. You're not a complete woman if you don't. Hey, people don't understand.
You leave it. And then she use her sister who is younger.
So she should kill her long life dream.
I am a doctor. That's why I'm advising her.
You're a doctor.
The sister that is a younger person can recuperate faster.
Thank you. Thank you, Okamelina. I appreciate you, Miss Ekene. Miss Ekene, you not just let me be serious. I'm trying to be very serious. You're taking away my seriousness from me. This is not fair. You didn't hear my Ajabo certificates. Why are you doing like this? But there are different angles to this conversation, you know. So yeah, I like the fact that she's empathetic enough to understand that the sister-in-law is quite young.
Why is she even calling the woman
she's in school.
Why is she calling the woman her mother-in-law? She's not yet been married.
She loves her.
Oh.
Somebody that loves, she sees her future in this family. 8 years. You've been dating one man, 8 years. And the man has been cheating and you've been forgiving. You know now, you go and pray for him. And Miss Ekene, let me have your pattern shot. I want to go home. I don't like what your response is not sweeting me.
Look,
I want to go home. What's the pattern shot?
Okay, so you said something.
Yeah.
You even said 8 years.
Yes, for 8 years.
If anyone dates you for 8 years.
No, if anyone dates any woman, not me. Don't use me as an example. Mama, I don't take that. Don't take me as an example. If anyone dates a woman for 8 years, not me.
And nothing has happened. Okay? You're not sure anymore.
8 years.
You're not sure anymore. Trust me.
Okay.
In fact, that's the more. Because they don't see you finish now. Waiting remain. Waiting, you won't take brag again. I mean, come on. You get what I mean? Like 8 years is a lot of
time. Thank you.
So she has to learn how to love her life. Marriage, especially the one she's trying to conceive, don't usually end well.
So if I were to advise, if she were my daughter and I were to advise, I would like to think that most of those things starts from the family. I think it's a pressure that a lot of African women put on their children to make them feel like marriage is the ultimate. marriage is the goal.
As you speak.
And
that's why I said she's not 25. I guess
she's not, because she's
not
way older.
28.
Maybe she's in her 30s.
Good. So
That's
if she's
why.
in her 30s and she understands why she's in this life, today's information age, okay, allows you the opportunity to understand that pressure from other people, not from yourself, okay, can be, you can wave it aside. Okay, nobody should pressure anybody if you understand who you are. But if you don't understand, people can pressure you. Doesn't matter the
I
age
hope
you
this
are.
lady understands that, and other women also understand that out there. Live for you. As a matter of fact, this life is too short.
Absolutely.
We don't even know where we'll end. We don't even know how you lose it the next second. So live your life for your own sake.
Giving a kidney is a big deal.
For your own purpose. I mean, find a purpose that works for you and follow that purpose. Don't let the world pressure you.
Absolutely.
Have you gotten married? Get a man, get a this, get a that. Get satisfaction in life. Get a purpose.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, for every woman listening, whatever that makes you happy anyway. You guys know I love you, right? I see you again on Mr. Kenneth. Thank you so much for joining me on the show. Well, for those of you who have stories you may want to share anonymously, you can do that. Send to my email. Send me an email on preciousenyi@gmail.com. Preciousenyi@gmail.com is an email address to send a message to that email address. preciousenyi@gmail.com. By the way, that's the same TV for my YouTube, so you can also go to my YouTube sometimes. That's my most functional social media handle, by the way, because I'm a very clumsy social media user. So it's preciousenyi@gmail.com. That's the email. And Precious Enyi TV on YouTube, right? On Instagram, I'm a Precious Enyi Official, but I'm barely there. I love you guys. I'll see you again on Monday, God willing. Please, it's going to be a weekend. Have yourself an amazing weekend. Protect your mental health with everything that is inside of you. If you cannot kill meat to chop, kill chicken, you cannot kill fish, kill momo. My dear brother, kill something and chop, and just live life joy. I love you. I'll see you on Monday. Good night.
Now you know. If you know, you know. Good day, everyone. My name is Victor Osunwoke. I am the marketing manager of Kudos Homes Limited. Kudos Homes Limited is a fast-rising real estate company in Nigeria, and today I am here to share some good news with you. Now, listen to this. Kudos Homes Limited is giving out lots of gifts for any land purchased in any part of Nigeria. Presently, we have Kudos City located in Agbowa in Ikorodu, Lagos, selling for 1 million naira only per plot, and is close to the proposed 4th mainland bridge. We also have Kudos Heritage located at Omu Ketu in Ekpe, Lagos State, close to the largest food storage facility in Lagos, Omu Ketu Community. It's also close to the biggest film city in Africa, making it one of the best homes to buy and settle in for tourism and relaxation, and is selling for 2.5 million naira only per plot. Also available is Kudos Heights, located also in Omuketu in Ekpe, which is our latest and fast-growing estate, also going for 2.5 million naira only, alongside Fairview Estate Phase 2, situated at Oriyorin in Igbe.